This week in immigration news, we will cover 20,000 additional H-2B visas, presence of migrants from Russia and Ukraine at the US-Mexico border, how Afghan evacuees lack a pathway to permanent legal residency, medical examination guidance for Afghan parolees, and increased removal flights to Colombia due to Title 42. The U.S. will grant an additional 20,000 H-2B visas for the first half of the fiscal year to address the labor shortage. The U.S. government hopes that the additional visas will help the U.S. employers that are facing irreparable harm if they cannot get additional workers on or before March 31, 2022. The additional visas became available to employers on Friday. DHS said 13,500 of the visas are available to returning workers who received an H-2B visa or were otherwise granted H-2B status during one of the last 3 fiscal years. The remaining 6,500 visas are for people from Haiti, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. Last month, the US-Mexico border saw an increase of migrants from distant countries such as Russia and Ukraine. In December 2021, over 2,000 Russians and 300 Ukrainians made their way to the border. Over the last month, the border has also seen 500 Turkish migrants cross into El Paso. Around 800 migrants from India illegally crossed the border into Yuma, Arizona. Migrants from Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Nicaragua, and Venezuela have made up close to 53,000 people that have crossed the border. At least 36,433 Afghan evacuees who were resettled in the U.S. lack a direct way to secure permanent legal residency. Out of the tens of thousands of Afghans who were airlifted from Afghanistan during the evacuation operation, 40% of these evacuees do not have a direct pathway to secure legal residency. These evacuees will continue facing legal obstacles of gaining permanent U.S. residency unless Congress legalizes them, or they apply for and obtain an immigration benefit such as asylum. The Biden administration used humanitarian parole to admit Afghan evacuees, which allows them to live and work in the U.S. for 2 years, yet parole does not provide them permanent residency. USCIS updated guidance in the USCIS policy manual regarding immigration medical examination requirements for certain Afghan nationals applying for adjustment of status after arriving in the U.S. Under Operation Allies Welcome, these applicants may not need to repeat an immigration medical examination if they already completed an immigration medical examination conducted by a panel physician before they arrived in the U.S. The clarifying guidance provided by USCIS explains when some immigrants will satisfy the requirement normally demonstrated by submitting Form I-693, Report of Medical Examination and Vaccination Record, completed by a USCIS-designated civil surgeon. Venezuelans who have previously resided in Colombia are being taken back there via removal flights. The U.S. authorities are citing Title 42, a public health order, to turn away migrants at the border because of the pandemic. Colombia has agreed to receive the flights. ICE will organize the flights, which are expected to take place on a regular basis. Up to 6,000 Venezuelans detained in the U.S. are at risk of being deported to Colombia by the end of this month. As of October 2021, over 5.9 million people have fled Venezuela due to the widespread violence, food shortages, and lack of medical care across the country. The pandemic has overwhelmed Venezuelan hospitals and exacerbated its previously existing humanitarian crisis.
Friends, show us some love and smash the like button. It doesn't cost you anything. If you have an immigration problem or need a second opinion because you cannot get a hold of your own lawyer, schedule a meeting with our team. Share information with our CARES team and they will help you get scheduled with our legal team. Now here's a secret code to unlock the free 15 minutes.